So I'm doing a little Brix check on my barrel of Chardonnay, and you probably won't be able to see this very well. Let's see if I can get this, and looks like I am sitting at maybe brick and a quarter is what it looks like. So really nice. It's dropped down quite a bit. I'm really happy with that. That's very, very nice. Be finishing up here with fermentation pretty soon, maybe in a week, because it starts to slow down a bit. Towards the end, takes a little bit longer. It's on a kind of curve towards the end, but yeah, everything's going really nicely. It tastes really good. Maybe take the hydrometer out of here. Do something real quick. I'll clean this. A little potassium carbonate. Rinse that off. And this is citric acid. Right over here real quick. One of the good things about having this basement is that I have hot water down here, so I'm going to set this up here and maybe you can see everything. Clean this off. I think one of the difficult things in making wine in your basement is that you have all sorts of other stuff going on, but it's not it's not a full functioning winery, so I mean you have to be, I think, a little more careful with the sanitation that's going on. So just set this over here real quick. Maybe take a little sip off the graduated cylinder here. Nice little color. It's still hazy. It's still going through fermentation. I'm loving the flavors off of this. Really, really quite nice. So I don't know. Maybe we'll put that back in. We'll just drink on that. It's really tasty. So we'll put the one thing I need to do, again, cleaning, a little potassium carbonate just to get those sugars off of here. Make sure that everything's clean. I don't want any residual sugar sitting around, attracting crap. Put the bung in there. Cover this back up. I'm trying to do here, I don't know, maybe you can see the setup. I've got a bunch of mats that Dan and Patrick at Canis Feast were really nice enough to give me, and this is insulating everything really, really well. You can kind of see I've got a little kind of tent set up here, retaining heat, especially during this time. I think during the finish, Patrick and I were talking about this as the yeasts have propagated, through the whole thing. Every generation of the yeast, the cell walls get thinner and thinner. So towards the end, they're more susceptible to all sorts of things, but especially temperature changes. And so try to keep everything at a really nice norm for this to finish up solid. I didn't inoculate this with any commercial yeast strains, so this is all natural Saccharomyces that's just off of the grapes themselves. One of the things that I've been reading about is that in your rainier years, which this one was, we had some rain towards harvest. A lot of your yeast gets washed off you know, naturally. I didn't think about it, but it gets washed off from the rain. So it's a little more difficult to do a you know, a wild yeast ferment in these wet years. But everything seems to be rocking off really nicely. Let's see if we can get down here and you can see still bubbling off really nicely. So like I said, sitting about 1 1/4, 1.5 Brix or so. Now I've got 2 carboys down underneath here that are still doing their thing. I'm really happy with this. This is my first home winemaking, so it's fun. This is my little fun spot. I'm going to put this in here. Let's sit down here and cheers. There's a lot of really ripe pear aspects, getting into tropical, almost pineapple-y flavors. A lot of grapefruit citrus acids. Maybe we'll come over here and show you the setup down here. I've got a heater that's going on down here, and there are 2 carboys down here that are still rocking off. So again, to keep everything as much, you know, at a you know, temperature norm as possible. But this seems to be working really well. You can see how everything's kind of blanketed over. It's worked out really nicely. I like the setup, especially for home winemaking gig. So that's that. I've got some cases of glass back here. That's what some of it will get bottled into. If you didn't hear the doink, you have to watch your head up here. There's a beam that's right here as I walk through, so you have to be careful with that, not to doink your head. Alright, well, that's that. I'm just coming down here and tasting, and thought I'd show you what's going on. I'll talk to you guys later, and enjoy good wine.